Messages from Shaltazar. The mind cannot heal what it refuses to feel. Greetings, dear ones. We are Shaltazar, the Gavish Baninu, the energy of 33, the Master Teacher, and the energy of 44, the Master Healer. We come to you at a time when many of you are exhausted. Not simply physically exhausted, but mentally, emotionally, and energetically depleted. Many of you are trapped within an endless cycle of pressure, overthinking, responsibility, worry, planning, fixing, and trying to hold everything together. And because this way of living has become so normalized within your world, many no longer recognize the true source of their suffering. You believe your exhaustion comes from having too much to do. You believe your anxiety comes from your circumstances. You believe your overwhelm comes from the responsibilities you carry. Yet, beneath all of this, something deeper is occurring. Many of you are using the mind to avoid feeling what has been buried within you. The mind has become an unconscious protector, constantly attempting to keep you away from discomfort, vulnerability, uncertainty, and unresolved emotional pain. When the mind becomes quiet, uncomfortable emotions begin to surface. Old grief, old fear, old sadness, old disappointment, feelings of inadequacy, feelings of loneliness. And because these emotions feel heavy or unpleasant, the mind immediately intervenes. It begins planning, fixing, analyzing, distracting, creating movement. The mind treats emotions like problems to eliminate rather than experiences to process. And because many of you have lived this way for so long, this pattern has become deeply unconscious. An uncomfortable feeling arises, and the mind immediately attempts to escape it. It tells you, when I finish this project, I will relax. When I solve this problem, I will feel better. When I finally get caught up, I will feel peace. Yet the peace rarely comes, for the uncomfortable feeling that originally arose has not actually been acknowledged, felt, and processed. And so the cycle continues. Another task, another problem, another responsibility, another reason to postpone your peace. Dear ones, many of you have unknowingly become addicted to the energy of doing. Not because you are weak or failing, but because doing temporarily distracts you from what is waiting beneath the surface. That is why vacations often do not feel restorative, why weekends do not truly renew you, why even pleasurable experiences can feel exhausting. For the inner state comes with you. You may change the location, the activity, the environment, or the people around you. Yet the emotional pressure you are carrying within yourselves still travels with you until it is acknowledged, processed, and released. You cannot escape inner pressure simply by changing external circumstances while continuing to carry unresolved emotional burden within yourselves. And because your world rewards productivity, busyness, and constant mental engagement, many of you have mistaken these survival patterns for a healthy way of living. Dear ones, understand this clearly. Your emotions are not your enemy. They are not signs that you are broken. They are parts of yourselves asking to be acknowledged, felt, and understood. In many ways, your soul loosely chose many of the experiences you have moved through, not to punish you, but to help you learn, deepen, grow, and eventually heal what had remained hidden within you. And as you allow yourselves to process these experiences more consciously, the healing does not only affect you personally, but also contributes to the healing and evolution of the collective consciousness of all life. Much of what you call anxiety is accumulated emotional energy that has not been fully processed and released. And because many of you have not been taught how to safely move through these emotions, many remain trapped within an exhausting inner conflict. Your world has often taught that being highly emotional or deeply sensitive is a weakness. Many learn to suppress, ignore, or push down what they were feeling because emotional expression made others uncomfortable. And so, rather than learning how to process these slower and heavier emotions in healthy ways, many learned how to avoid them instead. This leaves many caught between two painful experiences, feeling uncomfortable staying in the emotion, and feeling exhausted trying to escape it. So the mind says, keep moving, keep doing, keep solving, do not stop. Yet the more the mind pushes, the more disconnected you become from your deeper guidance. For guidance does not arise from pressure, it arises from awareness, from openness, from presence. Many of you have experienced this. You struggle endlessly with a problem. You mentally rehearse it again and again. You attempt to force the answer, and nothing changes. Then, at some point, you finally let go. The pressure softens, and suddenly clarity appears. This is not coincidence. For unresolved emotions continue regenerating suffering through mental fixation. The mind replays the story, rehearses the fear, revisits the problem, and in doing so, continually recreates the emotional state within the body. Dear ones, healing does not begin when every external problem disappears. Healing begins when the compulsive need to escape yourselves begins to soften. For many of you are not truly seeking more control. You are seeking relief from the emotional burden you have been carrying beneath the control. And this healing begins simply, not by asking, how do I fix this feeling, but by asking, what am I actually feeling? Presence interrupts the unconscious loop. When you allow yourselves to feel an emotion without immediately turning it into a mental project, something begins to move. The nervous system softens. The emotional charge begins to release, and your awareness expands. For emotions naturally move when they are allowed, rather than continually fed by the mind through worry, replaying, and overthinking. Many of you have spent years trying to think your way into peace, not realizing that peace cannot fully emerge while you remain disconnected from what you are truly feeling. Peace begins within, not when life becomes fully manageable, but when your relationship with yourselves becomes softer, more honest, more compassionate, and more aware. Dear ones, you are not here to endlessly outrun yourselves. You are here to live more consciously, more openly, and more fully. And as you begin allowing yourselves to feel, rather than endlessly escape what is within you, the pressure softens, the mind quiets, and guidance begins to flow once more. You begin to realize that peace was never hidden from you. It was buried beneath the constant attempt to escape what you had not yet allowed yourselves to feel. We bring you this message from a place of love. Our love for you is everlasting and unconditional.